Very well. Hamza, let me come to you on this. The GMA, that's the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, is giving the police 48 hours to arrest the men in the video. The GMA, Ghana Medical Association, has raised particular concern with the minister's engagement with the gentleman who went live on Facebook, the Ralph, and they think that how the minister appeared to be pleasantly engaged in the gentleman will give impetus to other persons who will feel that they can move to any facility and attack whoever and nothing will happen. But before you go, let's say good morning to Doc Ezekiel.
Good morning,
good to
everyone.
have you. Thank you for joining us. Well, Hamza, your thoughts on this?
You see, Nana, for me, I will join Senior Comrade Kosi Dede in condemning the acts that took place at the Ridge Hospital. Under no circumstances must we, as a people, resort to the use of violence in registering our displeasure or whatsoever, especially when it comes to the functions of state institutions or those that are mandated under our laws to carry out certain duties on behalf of the state. Clearly unacceptable and therefore condemnable. And I support the directive of the minister that indeed the fact that he has proceeded to set up an investigation committee to find out what actually transpired does not preclude the Ghana Police Service from going ahead with its own investigations, especially when it comes to the criminal investigations as far as this matter, or possible criminal investigations as far as this matter is concerned. The minister is not a state prosecutor. The minister is not clothed with the powers of the Ghana Police Service. The minister is mandated under our laws to carry out a certain responsibility and be seen to be objective, especially when it comes to dealing with citizens of the Republic of Ghana. It is not within the purview of the minister to determine that the gentleman in question has committed a crime or otherwise. That is the responsibility of another state institution. And so as a person who is occupying a political office with detailed responsibilities as a minister, his duty is how to broker peace between the said gentleman and the hospital authorities. It does not mean that the minister is taking sides. Would we have preferred a situation where the minister is seen on live TV rebuking the gentleman, attacking the gentleman publicly, to be accused of more or less taking a decision already, especially when it comes to the investigations of the Ghana Police Service? The gentleman, irrespective of how strongly we feel about his conduct, like I have indicated, condemnable. But he's a citizen of the Republic of Ghana and must be taken through those processes. And he's a user of a public institution. Let's get that straight. He is not under the purview of the minister. Hospital administrators fall directly under the administrative responsibilities of the minister. So he can invoke sanctions, especially when it comes to certain conducts that he considers inappropriate. But using laid down rules and regulations.
Will the minister be available to attend to every single incident?
No, I'll get there. So if you are a bit patient with me. So let us get that fact straight. You see, I have enormous respect for health practitioners in this country. And I believe strongly that many of us around this table do. And for me, that is why I find that act unacceptable. Clearly unacceptable. And I feel that the police should not deal with this issue as something that is, and maybe a day or two or after a week they sweep it under the carpet. No. Because we must use it as an opportunity to signal to many of our compatriots out there that when it comes to our medical fraternity, we'll do everything within our power to ensure that our hospitals are safe zones, not just for the practitioners, but even for users of these hospitals. Because what the gentleman was engaged in clearly, no matter the justifications he is likely to proffer, clearly could have also posed a serious threat to other users of the Ridge hospital
Indeed.
facility.
Yeah.
And so that is why I feel strongly about it. And I'm convinced that the police should not treat it with kid gloves. But having said that, Nana, this country, we must also stop addressing effects of bad choices or bad decisions. In all honesty, it does not mean that the GMA or health practitioners are without blame. They have their shortfalls.
Yeah.
And I have argued that, especially as a leader, the time has come, especially the Ghana Medical Association, for them to be responsive not only to the needs of their practitioners, because I have looked at their objectives, and clearly, inherent there is also a responsibility to protect clients' interests, users of these hospitals. But you and I know it may not be due to the what's the name? Only it may not be due only to the challenges of the health practitioners. But you and I know that sometimes even the way we are received by health professionals in our hospitals who ought to know better can be so damning. We go to the hospitals. In most cases, they may not have the needed facilities. They are not even ready to engage you. They are not ready to communicate to you. You are there with your patient frustrated, but their training teaches them how to handle all these situations.
Yeah.
You go, you don't even know who to speak to. Nobody is ready to engage you. Under normal circumstances, if you are looking at your relative in that condition, you may not know that the theater is full. You may not know that they lack these facilities. You may not know that they have these challenges. You are going to be frustrated, and you vent out your frustration on the system. That is why the Ghana Medical Association must not only be interested in releasing statements, protecting their workers when it comes to matters like this. They must also be interested as an association in reconscientizing the minds of many of our health workers. Because you have used the hospitals before. You are familiar with the treatment I'm talking about. We must show that human face to each other.
True.
That communication, sometimes it doesn't take much. Oh, my brother, the reality is that the theaters are full and we cannot do anything about it. We have complained. So unfortunately, though we empathize with you and we feel strongly that, look, your patient, your relative is struggling, there's absolutely nothing we can do. Why don't you move to another hospital?
Yeah.
Let us have that human interface. Mostly it is not there. You go and they tell you to go and sit down. Nobody's coming to tell you something. Your relative is struggling. Our emergency units are virtually turned them to, wards. So the GMA must not wait for some of these things to happen. If it is the problem of central government, nothing bars the GMA from letting all of us know. That is why they are an association. They must release statements. If Rich Hospital lacks certain things as far as the emergency unit is concerned, they must state it publicly. If government is not listening to them, they must let us know as citizens. I am sure we all have collective responsibilities to ensure that governments listen. And so we'll find ways to get those who are mandated under our laws to ensure that we do not have these teething problems to respond to them. But they must not wait and be responding to consequences of bad policies over the period or inherent challenges they may have when it comes to their operations. And for me, that is my disappointment. We must begin to run these associations in such a way that we do not respond to things that come up in the media. But most importantly, the fundamental challenges confronting the health practitioners. How are they agitating for the health worker in the hospital who is unable to have access to what he needs or he needs to deliver health care to patients, to get them, and not push that health worker to a state where she's assaulted or he is assaulted before they come in? These are the questions we should be asking. But you see, when it comes to the role of the minister, Nana, I completely disagree with senior comrade Kosidede. Like I indicated, he's occupying a political office. Clearly, he cannot be in every hospital across the country at the same time. Reach is not far from the Ministry of Health. If you are indeed a minister of health and you have heard that these are the challenges or this is what is happening at Reach, the most responsible thing to do is to move there quickly so that it doesn't escalate. Because nurses could have declared a strike action that same day. Doctors could have declared a strike action that same day. But the mere presence of the minister could have helped bolster their confidence in terms of like, okay, well, this is a man who is ready to listen to us, who has come to our aid even in terms of this particular challenge. He's here, he's showed himself. That alone is commendable. We should resist the temptation to engage in this politics of cameras like he seeks to. Why? The minister is the state official. Is it not part of his mandate as a minister of health that there's a problem with the hospital and he goes there so he's posing for the cameras? It's part of his responsibilities. The media men are doing their job by reporting. You expect the minister to tell them not to cover him? Why are we doing this?
Could he have deployed?
Deployed
instead
what?
of going there himself?
Deployed
Could he
what?
have deployed maybe a deputy?
But the minister
now as a
didn't go.
deputy.
No, the minister didn't go there alone. He went there with officials from the Ministry of Health.
These officials couldn't have handled the matter.
Handled which matter?
This way.
That is being proactive. Do you have a problem with the minister being proactive? You want the minister to be warming his chairs when he feels that his presence at that material moment would go a long way to help the situation. What is wrong with that? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Was what the minister engaged in an illegality?
No.
Was it improper? Absolutely not. It falls part of his mandate. And for me, that is my issue. We may have our personal issues with some appointees. But when it comes to the national discourse and the national interest and the roles that they are performing, we must do everything within our power to resist clouding their actions based on our personal differences with them.
Bro.
It is very important.
Bro.
And on that note, once again, let me send this message strongly to the GMA. I think the time has come for them to be more forceful in their demands, especially when it comes to what we owe them as central government. I don't have a problem. The National Democratic Congress is in power. But when it comes to healthcare, it is a crucial part of our national security architecture as a country. And also connected to our economic transformation. I will be more than willing to be part of the voices that would support the Ghana Medical Association to demand what their due is from the central government, especially when it comes to the functioning of these state institutions. But most importantly, the GMA must also consider reconscientizing many of its workers, especially when it comes to this idea of relationship with patients and clients. It is very, very important. It is mostly the source of conflict in our hospitals.
Very well.